people of the interwebs. My name's Digital Heart. I just want to say Happy Christmas and Happy New Year. I feel really bad because I haven't made a video to say it, so here it is. Better late than never. So anyway, let's get straight to the point. I know I'm 20, and I know everyone's grown out of it nowadays, but Pokemon has always been something dear to my heart. It's always been my childhood game and memories and TV shows. And they're about to announce another big thing in 4 days. So I'm like, I need to do something to celebrate this achievement and celebrate this new thing, which I think is going to be another remake of Ruby and Sapphire. Just saying. But to celebrate this, I know that people think it's a kid's game, which I really don't. Now, I've been looking at facts and trivias and all this information about Pokemon games, which I thought was a bit adult. I did. And I'm going to share this with you today. Also, I'm going to throw some facts and shit in there just to make it more interesting. So before we get started, I just want to say that I've been very ill recently and I've had a bit of a coughing. Okay, terrible jokes aside, let's start the video. Okay, number one. Back in 1996, when Pokemon Red and Blue just came out in Japan, kids, I think the age of 7 and 12, could hear this really high frequency in the actual tone of the music. This made them go crazy. Literally, they wanted to commit suicide. They went mental. Now, they say over 200 children died because of this part of the game. I think it could be true because kids do hear high frequency music, and that was very high frequent. I mean, if I play at you throughout this whole video, yeah? No, throughout this whole segment, you could hear how, you know, it's really creepy and really distorted and really, I need to kill someone. Number two, in Pokemon Black and White and Black and White 2, there's a Pokemon called Muna. In Pokemon Red and Blue and Green, the first ever Pokemon game, they mentioned that Pokemon. So they had this idea of this kind of Pokemon way back in 1996, and they've just put it in the game. Strange. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sneasel at the minute. Number three, there's a guy called Uri Geller who's a magician. He tried to sue Nintendo because he thought Kadabra was a copy of him. Now the spoon thing got him annoyed. Now Uri Geller was like, bitch please, I'm the one guy in the world that can bend spoons, and now this Pokemon dude can do it. What the hell? But this is a quote from him. Nintendo turned me into an evil Pokemon creature. What? So he tried to sue Nintendo, and obviously Nintendo won because this guy's crazy. You're looking at 4. Remember that Spinda Pokemon that no one cared about and no one wanted? Yeah, apparently that's the most unique Pokemon in the world. Spinda is a weird shaped Pokemon. It looks like a teddy bear, and it's got spots, right? These spots move like everywhere on his body, and you cannot find two Spindas the same. I think it's two Spindas. Apparently, in the Pokemon universe, there is 4,297,965,278. Was that correct? That was correct! 5. People, I think everyone knows this, but I'm just gonna put it out there anyway. Jinx, the original weird Pokemon that also no one cared about. It was so racist, apparently. Some person said, it's exactly like a racist doll, or something like that, and I was like, yeah, it kind of is. I can see the confusion and shit. I can see everything against Jinx. There's no need to cut it. I mean, they cut it and then they thought, no, bitch, please, I'm not cutting this. We're just gonna change his face purple. And then everything was fine. Number 6. This is going to ruin the whole TV show for you right now. There's been a theory on the internet, and so many people have proved this theory right. I didn't believe it until I read this thing on the internet. Everything's going really bad for Ash. He's been late, he chose the wrong Pokemon, Pikachu hates him, blah 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 blah. And then suddenly, right, as soon as he fell off the bike and got hit on the head, you saw that in the episode, he actually got hit on the head and everything, and he got electrocuted. Apparently, Ash is in a coma, and he's dreaming all this winning, losing, friendship, and that's why he hasn't aged. Just think, it's very strange. 7. Now this is going to be a whole segment of Pokemon names. Now, did you know Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee? Coughing and wheezing was named NY and LA to show the pollution in New York and Los Angeles. Zapdos, Articuno and Moltres are uno, dos, and tres. And there's other Pokemon which I cannot pronounce the name of. Dinino, Zenrulos and Hydreigon have Insween Die, which is 1, 2, 3 in German. 8. Now we all remember that, we all know this Pokemon, Arcanine. Yeah, he was supposed to be a legendary. Now it's going to be Arcanine, Zapdos and Articuno. But they thought in this whole controversy of birds and dogs, they'll get so confused, the people get so confused or mad that there's not 3 legendary birds. So what they did is put an evolution in front of Arcanine. So that's just another Pokemon, and then they created Moltres, so it's exactly the same. And then in Generation 2, they made the legendary dogs. Just saying, I am having a whale lord of a time. 9. Gengar is apparently the shadow Pokemon. If he's a shadow Pokemon, what is he a shadow of? Now I'll tell you. You know Clefable? Yeah. Put 2 and 2 together, it's very, very similar. Just saying. 10. Do you remember that guy that was laying on the floor and you was like, what the hell is he laying on the floor for? And he says, I am not touching you, past. I've not had my Starbucks cappuccino. And we're like, bitch, please get your Starbucks cappuccino. I'll get you one if you just move out the freaking room. Apparently in the Japanese series, he wasn't passed out because he wanted coffee. He was passed out because he was wankered. He was absolutely bungalowed. He was freaking wasted. He was dunk-slopped. So yeah, in the Japanese version, the guy was drunk, not wanting coffee. The English people edited that because they're dumbasses, because that would have been loads cooler. And also it would have made me take up drinking at an early age. 11. Lisa Gordley or something like that. I don't need to explain this, but here's a picture. She's the biggest Pokemon fan in the world, and she's not stopping for anything. And I just think that's freaky as crap. And also awesome, so well done to you, Lisa, kind of. 12. Okay, this is another speculation about the internet. Apparently there's sheep and cows and everything in the Pokemon world, but they don't mention it, ever. So we eat chicken, we eat fish, we eat cows, we eat anything. So that means they eat Pokemon. So when they're thinking, haha, a mudkip, I'm gonna catch it. No, I'm gonna wait till dinner time, then I'm gonna eat his intestines. 13. So you guys think you're the hero of this Pokemon universe? Do you guys think red and blue were the people who saved the world? Well, you're wrong. Giovanni is apparently the man. He's the man of the Pokemon universe. He's the king of all bad guys. But is he? Giovanni created Mewtwo. Mewtwo is the clone of Mew. So he just created the most badass this Pokemon in the world. And the strongest. He also went through the game trying to get the Silph Scope. And he also tried to get the Master Ball. Now, we tried to stop him doing that. But what does the Silph Scope do? It gets the Ghost Pokemon. Ghost Pokemon are very, very strong against Psychic. Mewtwo. The Master Ball, he tried to get to catch Mewtwo. Mewtwo went mental and tried to destroy the world. He tried to catch Mewtwo to capture him so he doesn't destroy the world. We tried to stop him. He was trying to save the world. He's the hero. 14. Did you know Rhydon was the first ever Pokemon to be created? Now if you go in cities and gyms, there's usually a Rhydon statue. Now that just symbolises the importance of Rhydon. 15. 16. Now this is the whole list of Pokédex entries that really creep me the out. Get my iPhone, which is also a Game Boy, you know what I'm saying? Cubone. Every Cubone is a baby Combusken. If that baby Combusken lives without his mother, or his mother dies, they rip off its head, take off the skin, put the skull on the Cubone's head and wear it. And that's why Cubones have a skull on their head. And when it becomes lonely, they usually cry very loudly. That's horrible. Drowsy. It remembers every single dream it eats, but it eats children's dreams because they're much tastier. That is freaky shit right there. Driftbloom. It whispers at any child. If any child who mistakes Driftbloom as a balloon, it holds onto it and the child winds up missing. So they get taken away by this Driftbloom. Hunter. If this Pokemon licks you, it will send you into a paralyzed state and kill you. What Pokemon was friendly? Feraligatr. You know that cute little Totodile that grows up to that massive, awesome Feraligatr? Yeah. When it bites you with its massive, powerful jaws, it shakes its head and savagely tears up its victims. I'm gonna sneeze. Pikachu! Yeah? Kabutops. With its sharp claws, this Pokemon rips apart its prey and sucks their bodily fluids. Now I said bodily fluid, not just blood. You gotta think about that. Yamask. These Pokemon arose from people that died ages ago, basically. Each of them carries a mask that used to be its own face when it was a human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. That is very depressing. What the hell? Hypno, the most freakiest Pokemon ever. It carries a pendulum-like device, which once it starts swinging, it once took a child away. It says that. These are freaky as crap. 17. Once there was a gym leader, okay? Called Lieutenant Surge. We all know this guy. He had Raichu and he was freaking badass. So, he says to you, before the war, my electric Pokemon really helped me out, kind of thing. So, there was this theory on the internet about you, red and blue and green, were the first ever generation of people of the civilization that actually carried around Pokemon. Before this, there was a war where it was like Pokemon and people, or Pokemon and people, and they joined forces and they thought, you know what, let's create peace and harmony and live together and catch Pokemon and shit. There was apparently a war before Pokemon. They said that in the game, which is really in depth. I thought it was just a game where you just catch Pokemon and be the very best, but no, there was a war before it apparently. 18. Do you remember in Pokemon Red and Blue where you was fighting Gary? Well, you know, supposed to be Gary, it was Red or Blue. The rival, and you had Raticate. You destroyed the crap out of the Raticate because you know what, you are the very best at the minute, you're doing good. Then next time you see him, you battle him again, but this time without a Raticate. Just saying. Then after this, you see him in Lavender Town at the grave. He's looking at a grave. You killed that Rattata. You killed that Raticate, however you call it. You killed that thing. We killed his Pokemon. It died and it's in that grave. Or you put it in this PC. 19. I'm going with a slightly nice one now because it's put us all in a depressing mood. Ash and his mum are voiced by the same person in one of the animes. 20. Because I apparently sound like Batman. I'm Batman. And did you know Pokemon's been around for nearly 25 years? That was the ending fact. I thought that was a good idea, but really it wasn't a good idea because that's kind of boring compared to all the other facts I just gave you. Now I feel like shit. I'm Batman. Now I feel like a vegetable down. I might just go and listen to Lavender Town and kill myself. Alright, so that was my video for today. I think it was a little bit different and I kind of like this because it's like I'm giving you information and shit and I like it. I love Pokemon. I'm gonna admit it. I'm crazy about it. It's freaking awesome. What do you think, Sonic? Yeah, I thought so. So, if you did like this episode, comment, subscribe. If you want to, please leave comments and theories and shit. I don't know, whatever you think about Pokemon and videos, and if you want me to do anything about this again with something else, maybe like something more freaky, like what's more freaky than Pokemon? So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Something different for you all, something different for you all to watch and shit. Before I end this video, I just want to say thank you and Happy New Year. Happy Christmas. Also, I've made a walkthrough channel, you know, like a gaming channel, because everyone's doing it nowadays, and I thought, man, I might get into this. I've been doing it for about 4 months at the minute, and been trying it out. I didn't want to show it you guys until, you know, I've got a few videos up there, and I've got like 200 videos up there now. I totally forgot about showing you guys, and I just got really into it. I've done Limbo, Pokemon, Assassin's Creed 3, Sonic games, and so many stuff. Happy Wheels. So yeah, I'll put it at the end of the video if you want to ever watch any videos. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Digital Heart out. Kiss, 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 kiss now! Kiss her! Kiss her? No, no. What am I doing? Sorry, I'm sorry. I get excited.